Welcome to the Terry Sullivan Show. I'm excited to be here today in Old Town Lewisville, and we're at a place called the Enchanted Shop. And it's a pretty cool place run by Madeline, who owns it. Let's go in and find her, and let's find out what it's all about. Let's go. Where is she? Here she is, Trey.
Hey, Terry, welcome to the Enchanted Shop.
Good to see you.
How you doing?
I'm so good.
I'm so happy to have you here today with us.
I'm so happy to be here. You know, I've driven by this place 100 times, and I would look up and I would say, what is that? What is that place?
Right.
And now that I've come in here and I've seen everything that goes on in here, look at Nikki behind you over there. She's trying to do social media.
She's behind the cameras. So, yes, she is.
She's trying to go do your job. You don't even belong back here.
She does. She does. She is part of the shop.
Part of the shop. You're fired. I'm hiring over at Sullivan Barbecue. Go over there. So I came by here and I wanted. Somebody told me. They said, you need to do a show with Madeline over at the Enchanted Shop.
Well, I'm glad to have you here. The Enchanted Shop, it's several vendors under one roof. We have about 40 vendors here. And now we have the back room where we do afternoon teas on a monthly basis.
You know what, you were showing me your place earlier, and you brought me back here to this beautiful room, and I'm thinking gangsters. I'm thinking this room here is for mafia.
Oh, no, that would be in my other lifetime, but not in this one.
This is a beautiful room, and under this roof, Madeline, you have 40 plus.
I have 40 plus vendors.
Vendors that bring their goods in here and sell them.
Exactly.
And you know what we're going to do, Trey? What we're going to do is we're going to sit down. Let me grab your chair over here. We're going to sit down. Because I have to ask this lady this lady's mafia. Come over here, Madeline. Come over here and sit right here.
Oh, thank you.
I have to ask this lady some questions. So, Madeline, your full-time job is with ABC.
NBC.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. With NBC.
Yes, KXAS Channel 5.
And what do you do for them?
So I'm the log editor. You
know what NBC needs at Madeline? NBC, they need a show called the Terry Sullivan Show. Oh. I'm gonna need for you to get that done pretty quick.
You would have to talk to today.
Oh, no. So, Madeline, you're from the Bronx.
Yes. Born and raised.
Born and raised in
yes.
the Bronx.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mafia. Yeah. Okay.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. Does your family still live there?
Most of my family lives in the Bronx, and the other half lives in Puerto Rico.
And when did you move here?
To Texas? Mm-hmm. About 20 plus years ago.
And why would you do that?
At that time, I only had one child, and I knew that there was a better future for her. So why be selfish and keep her in the Bronx?
You like Texas much better than New York, it appears to me.
I like both.
We'll just do that right there. So you're married and your husband is in marketing.
Yes.
And together, you help a lot of startup businesses learn how to market their business, how to brand their business, how to use social media, all of those things that you really have to utilize in today's world in order to be successful.
Absolutely. We not only let vendors set up their space here, we try to teach them about branding, we try to teach them about social media. I mean, between my husband and I, we have those tools that we would love to share with our vendors or anyone that needs help.
This room right here, it's the tea room.
Yes, it is.
And you have all kinds of it's just a beautiful room, and it's very exquisite. And tell me what you do back here.
So we do afternoon teas, and we teach a little bit of tea etiquette.
I need some of that. You know what? I don't even need the tea etiquette. I just need etiquette.
Well, you know what? I'm not an expert, but the little bit that I know, I love to share it. I don't know if you know, but Duck Inn again, they also do their evening dinners here.
Now the Duck Inn, that goes back a long way.
I think 1940s,
yes.
long time.
You know, they are known for their hush puppies.
Exactly, and right behind you in that fridge, we have hush puppies.
And so the Duck Inn, they do private dinners here?
They do private dinners. dinners twice a month.
Twice a month. And what do they serve?
They sell U.S. farm catfish, hush puppies, salad, 2 sides, and drinks.
Is that something where people have to have reservations?
Yes,
Yeah.
by reservation only.
Yeah.
So if you follow the duck-in or if you follow us, you'll be able to see the link and resell your seats ASAP because they sell out pretty quick.
Well, they're an amazing group of people, and their food is incredible.
It is, just like yours.
Well, I appreciate that. Madeline, I'm just kind of very interested in this room because it is so well decorated. You know what it looks like to me? It looks like the mafia.
I don't think so. I think it looks very, very Londonish.
Londonish. Well, let's do this. Madeline, take me through your shop, and let's talk about some of the things,
Absolutely.
that your vendors do out here.
Well, follow me.
Where are we going?
Over here. So these are our famous candles. They made out of soy wax. Soy is good for the environment. We use recyclable jars. We also use 100% cotton wicks. So
Now,
this is a good way to get back to the environment.
Now, do you make these?
I do.
You have a
yes.
company that makes these?
No, actually, I make them.
You make them?
Yes, I have my studio at home here in Lewisville, Texas.
These smell so good.
They do.
Let's do this one
And
right
that's
here.
the fan favorite. Just Be. It's made out of honey and
Oh,
lavender.
smell that. Okay. Wait a minute. So, Madeline, you have more than just one shop. Yeah, you have how many shops?
Well, at the moment I have this one, and I still own my original shop that is inside of an antique mall.
Over in
and I've been
Grapevine.
there for over 10 years.
Oh, and that's in Grapevine.
Yes, sir.
You know, I know where that's at. That's got the record shop up on top.
Exactly.
And the Pearl Chinese food is in that. I know because I live over there. So yeah. And you've also opened some places in other cities.
Oh yes, we have been in Texas and in Arkansas as well.
Yeah,
So let me show you what else we have here.
Well, wait a minute. I would never brag that I went to Arkansas. Let me just say that. So this is a vendor, and obviously her name's
Paula's Pantry. Paula does the canned goods. I think this is a good way of not letting your vegetables and your strawberries go to waste.
Yes.
They have about 12 different salsas. They have queso, they have canned vegetables.
Black-eyed pea dip.
Yes, they have some honey. She does pretty well, so that means that people do like her products.
Well, they look amazing.
Yes.
They look amazing.
We have this vendor here. She upcycles flowers, she dries them, and then she makes jewelry and coasters out of dried flowers.
You know, Madeline, a lot of this shop is custom. It's custom
Oh,
work.
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Handmade
yes.
stuff, right?
Exactly. This is during the holidays we do very well.
Yeah.
Yes. And they all the vendors they're very creative, so they're always changing things around.
And how long has this shop been here?
This one since September of last year.
It's very nice. Let's go. Hi, Nikki.
And this is Nikki. So Nikki is the manager. She's the one that writes the checks, and she runs the show when we're not here.
Where's my check? You got my check back there? Now, Madeline, Nikki's been with you for 2 years.
No, Nikki been with me for a few years.
For a few years.
Yes.
And
yes.
so, and she has opened shops with you, and
Yes.
she allows you to keep your job at NBC.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, she's a nice lady.
Yes, there's a lot of
As
paperwork
far as I know. Still
and
early
things
though.
to do behind the scene, and that's where she comes in.
Let's go over here. See what we got over here. We have more custom-made stuff, and
So we have, very, very vintage. She does 70s and 80s and some 50s, and she has a great collection.
it's very nice.
Yes.
It's very nice. And
Yes.
are these vendors? Do they have places in a lot of antique shops like this?
Very, very vintage have a booth in the antique market in Lewisville.
I love it.
I think this is a great way of how to save the environment and not let it go, to the dumpsters. These are beautiful things, and well made.
Yeah. Now you have mentioned that twice. When we were over looking at Paula's stuff, you made a statement of this keeps food from going to waste. So that's important to you,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
And then you
Absolutely.
just mentioned a good way to save the environment. So these things are important to you.
Oh yes, and the candles. I mean, soy wax is also good for the environment.
Now, why do you feel that way?
You know, I'm from the Bronx, like I said before. You know, I came from a poor community where we didn't have much, and anything that we had, we took care of it. You know, and we cherished it. So.
Well, let's keep moving. I like it.
And then we have a little boutique for the ladies in here.
Ma'am, what are you doing in there? Here, attention, here.
We have a little boutique here, not much, but it's just a little bit of everything. And actually, this used to be the cameraman's office.
Did it?
Yeah.
Didn't
And
know
now
that.
it's a boutique.
Me and Michael started in this room.
You did? I didn't know that.
Just
You know,
So
that
that's
might
all
have been good
not my
for me.
episode though.
That might have been good for me to know. So, Madeline, let's talk about your family. Do you have
Absolutely.
brothers and sisters?
I have a brother.
And where does he live?
He lives in the Bronx.
In the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
Your mom and dad, were you close to them?
I'm very close to my parents, especially my dad.
So you were a daddy's girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you were dad's girl. Now your parents have passed on now.
Yes.
What's the one thing that you're very successful. You're very successful with your career. At NBC, you've had a number of shops. You understand business. You understand marketing. You're a very successful woman. So a lot of that had to have come from home.
Absolutely.
And what did your dad do?
He was the neighbor mechanic, so he would fix anybody's car for free.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Yes. When he passed away about a few years ago, I couldn't even grieve because of so many stories that I was hearing and so many favors and so many history that it was around that I didn't even know.
So what was the one thing, if you could pick one thing that you learned from your dad that you practice every day of your life, what would it be?
You have to give without expecting anything in return.
That's an incredible principle, right?
It is.
It's an incredible principle to be able to give without expectation of anything in return. And obviously your dad did that because he was a mechanic for everybody, for the neighborhood, whoever needed their car fixed, he fixed it for them.
Absolutely. Oh, yes.
Now, did your mom work outside the home?
She did, and she was a housewife.
What was the one thing your mother taught you?
You know what? This tea room is dedicated to her. So she was the type of person that you would come to the house and she will offer you a cup of coffee and make you feel fancy because she had these beautiful tea cups, you know. And even though we didn't have money, she did have a great selection of china. And she would always share it with everybody instead of just having it in your hutch just looking pretty.
So you're the only daughter.
Yes.
And you have a brother.
Yes.
And growing up, your dad probably always gloated over you.
Oh, absolutely.
And made sure that you were taken care of.
Absolutely.
Is your brother older or younger?
He's older than me, 4 years older.
And so you come from a real tight family, and you're by descent you're Puerto Rican.
Yes.
Yeah. So you come from a very tight family, and your brother, did he take care of you growing up?
He did. Till this day, he does. Yes.
So he watches over you.
So he doesn't understand that Texas is big, and whenever there's a news like this past week, you know, there's a hurricane, there's rain, he calls me, "Are you okay?" I said, "You know, Texas is real big, so yeah, we're fine."
So your mom and your dad have passed.
Yes.
How far apart?
A year apart.
A year apart. After all of that, how hard was it after your dad passed? I know my sister was very close to my father, and she was a daddy's girl. Same situation, my sister and myself. And and he's been gone for 10 years, but she will, every once in a while, she'll send me this emoji, and she'll say something about my dad, that she misses him. You know, that just, when you're a daddy's girl, it just never goes away.
It doesn't. I wake up every day, and everything that I do it for him. Even though he's not here, I do feel him with me.
Yeah. Madeline, let's go. I'm intrigued with that tea room.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to use that some way or another. We're going to have a night over here
I
somewhere.
hope so.
Yeah.
That would be so much fun.
We're going to do that.
We'll do a royal tea. So what's a royal tea?
I don't even know, and I don't even care.
Well,
I'm not going to do any royal tea.
Royal tea has champagne. So we'll do a royal tea just
I'm
for
in
you.
now. Oh, let's go back in here and talk a little bit. Trey, we're going to go back in the tea room. What's your favorite thing to do?
You're not gonna believe it, but it's work.
Now you learned that growing up.
Oh yeah, I get up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. That's the only way that I'm able to have a full-time job and run the shop at the same time. I'm not here all the time, but there's always something to do behind the scene.
When you talk about work, because you know, in today's time, in the last few generations, work is it's one of those things that a lot of people don't understand how much work is involved in being successful.
But you know what? Work, I don't consider it work. And this might sound tacky, but I consider it building. We think every day, how can we do better? How can we grow? You know, every single square foot in this shop, it makes, you know, it needs to count for something. So there's always constantly building instead of working.
Madeline, if you were talking to a group of college students, and they all have dreamed of owning their own business and starting their own business and being successful.
You know, they have to finish school. You know, school is important, you know, and ask for help. Never be afraid to ask for help, because there will be somebody out there willing to help you.
So let me go back to growing up as a child. When you were a child, you grew up in the Bronx.
Yes.
Was it difficult?
It wasn't difficult. I was very sheltered, even though I'm from the South Bronx, you know, and it wasn't that difficult because my father was able to educate me and also shelter me from everything that was going on around us.
Was your father was he the cook of the house, or was it your mother?
My mom.
Was she a good cook?
I think every kid thinks that their parents are the best cooks, and then you get older and you're like, oh my God, I had no idea that I was eating so much ingredients and junk.
Right.
But it tastes good.
Right. Do you like Old Town Lewisville?
Yes. I came 10 years ago to Old Town, and I thought about buying a business here, and I didn't, and I regret it, but you know what, it's never too late, so I'm here.
We have so many great things happening in Old Town, you know. When I came to Old Town to build the barbecue shop in January of 2020, all of this growth wasn't here. It was a dream that the city had. You know, they were wanting to revitalize Old Town, and they had all these plans, but then we went into COVID and it kind of stopped everything because nobody could build,
right?
Because materials were so expensive.
Exactly.
You know, but here we are in 2024. We've got apartment complexes going up everywhere.
The townhomes right behind us. You know, we just have a new restaurant opening across the street, State
28.
State 28. You know.
And by the way, they've got incredible food.
I know, and they had live music going on the other day, just like you do.
Yeah.
Yes, and then we have the monthly first Friday of the month. That's another opportunity that small businesses can have, you know, and it's for free. We also have the Tuesday evening events going on.
Concert series.
I mean, there's a lot to do in Old Town Lewisville.
Yeah. So, if you were to say, to the public that's watching this right now, come to my shop because.
Oh, that's easy. And there's not only things to do here, there's things to do in the area, so it's well worth the trip.
It is a pleasure being with you.
It's my pleasure to be here with you.
I did not know you, but I have so enjoyed our conversation. You are such a prissy woman, but you are so interesting, and we love. You're welcome, and we love having you in Old Town.
Thank you.
I wish you nothing but the best of luck, and obviously you're doing it. I mean, you've got 40 plus vendors under this roof, and just as we're sitting here talking today, so many people have come in and out and are shopping, and I'm impressed with that.
It's a lot of fun. There's always things. We vendors, they always bring different things. Things change, so we try to make it interesting.
Thank you for allowing me to come into your place. Thank you for doing this show with me.
Thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you. What a great show. I so enjoyed being at the Enchanted Shop and visiting with Madeline. What a wonderful lady. And did you see all of this stuff in this shop? I can't believe all the vendors, 40 plus vendors under one roof, so many different products like Paula's Pantry. Wait a minute. She's got barbecue sauce over here. Where's Madeline? For crying out loud, why isn't my barbecue sauce over here? I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to turn all that around just like that. That's exactly what we're going to do. We ain't having it. But what a great place. I hope you enjoyed the show today, and I hope you tune in again next week. Thanks for joining us.